Hi Sally. I think you were the only other person watching. So if you were watching my last live video, if it does happen to actually publish, I was just about to show you how you test the energy in a crystal, and my phone also didn't have any energy and my battery died, so I apologize for that. So I'm going to turn the phone around again, and let's try this again while my phone is plugged in this time. All right. So here you go. I've got my a little Amethyst Cave here. She's absolutely beautiful. She's been sitting on my pool table for a couple of weeks with thousands of other crystals not getting too much love and attention. And with me I have got my rose quartz pendulum, which many of you know that I've had for many years. So I've already asked her if she wants to work with me tonight, and she's agreed kindly, which is great. Hopefully she's got some energy in her, unlike my poor phone. So you can see I'm holding the pendulum above the Amethyst Cave there, and she's pretty much not moving at all, which would indicate to me that she needs to be cleansed. She's not emitting any energy at this stage. So what I'm going to do is put the pendulum down, and I'm going to quickly do my thing, and I'm going to swap you back to looking at me. So lots of people ask me how to cleanse crystals and how often you should cleanse them. Basically the answer is how often is however often it feels right to cleanse your crystals. If you're working with crystals on a daily basis, like I do with some of mine, I pretty much cleanse them every day. The crystals that I frequently wear in my bra or around my neck, those sorts of things, I do a quick cleanse of those pretty much every day. The crystals that I use in my healing room, I cleanse them every time or at the end of a healing when I have somebody on the table for a healing. And then, you know, of course, every month I put them out under the full moon, or open all of the curtains and the windows for the full moon. My house gets smudged on a regular basis, weekly, if not more frequently than that, so they get cleansed there. And one of my favourite methods of cleansing is using a crystal singing bowl. So I play that, you know, for a few minutes, at least weekly, so they also get cleansed from that. But cleansing your crystals is not enough. You've got to interact with them. They're like a bit like a human being, I guess, in terms they like to be loved. So, you know, as I said, this Amethyst Cave has been sitting on my pool table not receiving any kind of love. So that's why she's not got any charge in her. She's flat. So I'm just going to quickly cleanse her, and tonight I'm just going to use a combination of just putting my hand on her, asking for all of the negative energies, thought patterns and behaviours to be removed, and I'll also do a little bit of Reiki on her. You don't have to be a Reiki practitioner to be able to cleanse your crystals, as you know, most of you know. So I'm just going to quickly cleanse her. All right, so she's had a really quick cleanse. So I'm just going to turn the camera around, and let's test her out with a pendulum. All right, so I've got my pendulum there. You saw that she was flat as a tack before. So now I'm just asking her to show me how much energy the crystal cave has got in her. And as you can see, she's spinning. I'll bring her up, show you my hand. That's reasonably still, and you can see that the pendulum is spinning, showing me that there's a lot of energy. So if I wanted to, I can also bring this pendulum out from the crystal and see how far that energy is emitting. So you can see there, I'll just go across over here to the carpet. And the energy from that crystal is still going. So that's about half a foot, half a metre. So you can see the huge difference. So in terms of energy, that's how far that energy for that crystal is extending. So if you are sitting near the crystal cave, if you've got it on your bedside table, if you've got it on in your lounge room where you always sit, if you've got it on your desk at work, if you've got a smaller piece hanging around your neck or on your finger or wherever it is, you can see how far the energy goes. So if you've got a pendulum at home, it's a really good way of testing it. If you're not sure whether your crystals need cleansing, that is, hang on, let me turn the phone down. That's one of the easiest ways that you can check to see the energy. Really, really easy. You don't need to be an expert at it. And you also don't need to have anything special other than a pendulum and your crystals. And to cleanse it, I'll go back to that. The best way I like to cleanse the crystals is with energy. So I always cleanse mine, particularly that I use every day, just in my hand, and do a little bit of Reiki on them. Hi, Jada. It's my niece. And as I said, you don't have to be a Reiki practitioner or a Reiki master to cleanse your crystals. Full moon is great, also on the new moon. And I personally like the singing bowl, which is fantastic for my crystals. Crystals love vibration. They're vibrational medicine. So the singing bowl is a vibrational tool as well, as is the moon. Probably the way that I cleanse my crystals least would be to bury them in the earth, purely because I don't want to take the chance of them disappearing, which I know they have done before, and lots of people can attest to that as well. And the other way that I probably don't do it is put them in water, just because I really don't ever get down to the beach. I live in Geelong. All the beaches were closed at Christmas time, so it kind of turned me off putting my crystals in there to cleanse them. There is some mineral springs around that I have used before, and so I occasionally use water, but that's probably my least frequent method. So I hope you have enjoyed this little video and how to test your crystals for energy. I do have a few pendulums for sale, and they start about $10 up to about $20. Yes, Sally, you can use salt water. Salt water as in the ocean, is that what you mean? If you mean the ocean, absolutely, that's perfect. Not salt water that you've taken out of your tap and added salt to it, which I have done before with filtered water and Himalayan salt, but it's probably not the best way to do it. Also, some crystals can't go into water. They will just get disintegrate. So things like selenite, for example, will completely disintegrate in water if you leave it in there too long. The other way you probably wouldn't do it as frequently is in the sun. So crystals do like the sun for a couple of hours here and there, particularly in that full moon cycle, but some of them may become damaged. If they get too hot, they might crack. They lose their colour in the sun as well. So be careful of putting them out in the sun. Crystals are toxic. They have toxic minerals in them, and there's a huge belief, people are either one way or the other about whether or not to put your crystals in water, particularly for drinking the water after you've had them in there. I find that anything with ITE on the end of it is more toxic than anything else. So things like malachite, very toxic, fluorite, any of those with ITE are toxic, so be careful of putting those in water and drinking the water after you've had them in there. Anyway, if you've got any more questions, please do pop them in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer them. If you would like to buy a pendulum from me, I have got a couple, as I said, and otherwise I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks, bye.